Peace. More common than not, we will not understand each other. Let us just have presence for that. Let us have acceptance for it. And let us have the presence to have compassion for that and humility in it. That we do not know, that we do not understand, but that there is feeling within us, that there is connection between us, and that because of this, love can and will be. And let us look within that, in the relationships that we have, in the connections that we feel, in the love that is and can be. Let us look within that. Let us reflect upon the themes, upon the language that is being presented to you, that you may have an understanding of yourself. Not that you are a judge of others in this process, but that you look at your circumstances and that you find yourself within it. That you accept that everything that is occurring in every relationship in your life, in all things that you are connected to, is revealing something about yourself. And so there's a reason for this, that we may have gratitude for whatever is presented before us, that we may have gratitude for what is shown to us through this feeling, through this connection, through this love that is and can be. And let us look at our lives. Let us look honestly. If at all times you're being presented this recurring theme, that what is within you is being presented before you, and you find it to be chaos, you find it to be polarity, you find it to be strife and difficulty, then perhaps we should have acceptance for that, rather than continue to feed it. Perhaps we should just have presence and acceptance for it, for these themes that do occur within our life, this chaos that is occurring, this rejection, this lack, this loss, this sorrow, this sadness, this anger, this resentment that can build from these things, your continual encounters with them, your guilt, your shame, your fear. Let us have acceptance for them, and let us be aware of ourselves, that whenever we encounter these things, whenever these things are reflected back to us in the relationships that we have, in the connection that we feel with others, whenever it's being presented to you, whenever it's being reflected back upon you, let us have the presence for it, that we are not a judgment of others, but that we are observant of ourselves, and that from this place, we allow in our own presence, in awareness, observation of these things, acceptance. Let us watch the chaos. Let us watch the struggle. Let us watch the polarity. Let us watch the rejection, the fear, the anger, the lack, the loss, the sadness, the sorrow, the love, the joy, the freedom, the beauty. Let us watch all of it. Let us observe. Let us have acceptance for it. And as we have acceptance for it, as we are continually living within this practice of awareness, of presence, of acceptance, of allowance, of love, alive within this connection, this feeling, this reflection, ourself in others. As we do that, as we have acceptance for it, perhaps our reflection now will begin to change. Because you yourself are reacting differently to this mirror that is presented to you. You are no longer making a judgment of this self that you are, that you see in others. You are no longer seeing yourself in others, being presented yourself in others, in the connection you feel, finding fear, rejection, resentment, anger, lack, loss, pain, chaos, insecurity. You're no longer seeing those things and judging them as negative, condemning another person for giving you the gift that you would see yourself. No longer putting them in a prison for what lives in you, for what is alive within you, that you would see it in others. No longer condemning someone, no longer placing them in chains within your own being. But becoming aware and awake to yourself through it, and having gratitude for what was presented to you, and letting love live here still, in allowance, in acceptance of all things that you are a witness to, and all things connected to you, all that you see, all that you feel, all that is your heart, your being, your presence, found in others, alive in others, and that you granted it gratitude for the gift that it has given you, that you would see and know yourself through it, that you give it allowance, that you give it acceptance, that you let love live within this connection that you feel, that you are, that you see. And suddenly perhaps this chaos, this cycle, this polarity that is continually being presented to you, perhaps at last you are changed by it, and that you have had acceptance for it, that you have allowed it within itself to change by granting it freedom through allowing, through accepting what you are witnessing and what another may be that you do not see, removing your own shadow from them that they may be in their own light. What a blessed thing that is, that we can do this for each other and for ourselves. And that is so much of what we are tasked with in this life, in having a being of your own, in having a conscious of your own, a psyche of your own, a way of seeing and feeling and being of your own. So much of what we are tasked with is just that we do not project parts of ourselves that we are rejecting onto others and say that they are bad, that they are wrong, that they are condemned, and that you are righteous, and that you are the one that is good and true, all the while placing another in chains within your own heart. Because if we can allow this freedom to occur, we will truly be able to witness another. The beauty, the wonder, the mystery that is unfolding within another. If we allow them the freedom of our own eyes and our own heart within these things, that we'd be able to see it and feel it. We ourselves become more whole from that, and are further in an empowered position in which the mystery that you are may unfold, that you have not made yourself a prison, that you have placed down your own chains, and that you would not ask another to carry them, that you would not place them upon another, but that you yourself would be free to experience what is true without placing judgment upon it, and through retaining your own being, your own freedom, your own peace, your own acceptance, your own allowance, that you are allowed to feel, that you're allowed to be, and that others are as well in their own unique way. And that we have this path, we have this journey, and that it is for ourselves, and that it is for each other, that we freely elect to participate in it, not to reject or neglect it, and not to limit others, in the vision of our own eyes, in our own heart. But that we are more free in this way together. And that this mirror that we are no longer reacting to, but we are freely choosing to accept what appears before us. And that love is what is found here. That becomes the image held in your eyes, in your heart, as you are a witness to yourself, as you are a witness to others. A beautiful gift that is given and received. The one that you are, the one that I am, and that we are this together. Beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks. Grateful God. That you are courage, strength, protection. I'm with you. Peace.